Have you ever felt yourself disappearing, like you're fading slowly under the weight of your own kindness? You smile when you want to scream. You help when you're running on empty. You say yes while your soul begs for a no. You're not weak. You're exhausted from being nice. For centuries, I walked stone corridors and sunlit gardens, watched emperors crowned and beggars broken. And the lesson that echoed across all those lifetimes was simple. There is a hidden cost to being nice, a quiet erosion of the soul. We're trained to please, to shrink, to be agreeable, even if it means betraying who we are. But Stoicism whispers something different. What if nice is just fear in disguise? And what if good is something unshakable, rooted in principle, not popularity? Today, we don't just learn how to stop being nice. We reclaim the strength of being good, and it begins where all Stoic paths begin. 1. Know what you control. The storm and the anchor. Imagine a man shouting at the sea. He screams at the rain, begs the waves to calm, and wonders why the storm doesn't listen. This is the nice person, obsessed with pleasing others, trying to manage every mood, every opinion. But the good person, he trims his sail and anchors deep. He understands you control only your thoughts and your actions. The rest is wind. I once watched senators crumble because they tried to control what others thought of them. But the few who stayed calm, rooted in reason, outlasted even the throne itself. And this brings us to the next lesson. Because once you know what's in your control, you must decide what direction you're steering toward. 2. Define your values. The inner compass. A ship with no compass may move quickly, but it goes nowhere. The nice person becomes whatever the room needs. The good person walks in already knowing who they are. I remember betraying my principles once to win praise. The applause came and quickly went, but the shame lingered like smoke on my skin. It taught me this. If you don't define your values, someone else will, and they will rent space in your soul. But knowing who you are raises a new challenge. How do you express that truth without harming others? 3. Speak with calm truth, the river that carves stone. A river does not argue with the mountain. It flows around it, persistent, clear, and strong. Nice people bottle their truth until it rots. Good people speak with clarity, not to wound, but to illuminate. Once, a friend and I disagreed. I feared the silence it might bring. But when I spoke from calm, not anger, something grew between us, a deeper respect. Truth spoken gently can mend what fear would have shattered. And yet, even when we speak our truth, discomfort often follows. So from here, we arrive at something even more essential. 4. Embrace discomfort, the forge of fire. Pain is not the enemy. It is the forge that shapes steel from ore. The nice person avoids discomfort like a child dodging shadows, but the good person walks through fire, knowing what lies on the other side. I learned this in war. My body was cold, my stomach empty, but my soul, strangely full, because hardship revealed something inside me that comfort never could. Avoiding discomfort makes us soft. Facing it makes us unbreakable. And this brings us to the next truth, one that protects the fire you've earned from being stolen by others. 5. Set boundaries. The garden wall. A garden without a wall is not generous. It is doomed. The nice person opens every gate. The good person tends their soil, protects their peace. In the court, people clawed at my time. I used to give it freely until I realized I had none left for myself. Boundaries aren't cruel. They are a gift, both to you and to others. Because only from a full well can you draw clean water. But when you protect your time and energy, people may judge you. Which leads us into a deeper, more subtle temptation. Number 6. Choose self-respect over popularity. The statue that lasts. 2 statues are carved. One designed to please the crowd, gaudy, hollow, forgotten. The other, carved from depth, shaped with truth. It stands for centuries. Many around me chased cheers, but applause fades. The echo of self-betrayal does not. I learned to listen less to the crowd and more to the voice that whispered when I was alone. Self-respect is quiet, but it never leaves your side. Still, even self-respect is challenged by a force more constant than applause, and that's the noise of other people's opinions. Number 7. Be indifferent to opinions. The unmoved stone. The oak tree does not tremble when the wind gossips. It remains. Nice people bend with every breeze, afraid of judgment, eager for approval. The good person, they remain steady, not cold, just clear. I remember being mocked for my simple clothes. I felt shame until I realized they mocked the robe, not the man, and their laughter passed. Your worth is not in their eyes, it's in your own alignment. But the loudest judgment we face often isn't from the outside. It's the reflection in the mirror. 8. Know yourself, the inner mirror. A man who cannot sit in silence fears what he might hear. I spent months in solitude. At first it was noise, regret, shame, then something else, clarity. I saw my motives, the fear beneath the kindness, the pride beneath the humility. Nice people act from impulse, good people act from insight. And once we see clearly, we must have the strength to act, even when the cost is high. 9. Act with moral courage, the lion beneath the silence. Courage is not loud. It is often a whisper. Do it anyway. I once had to tell the truth to a man who could end my life. I did it anyway, not out of arrogance, but out of alignment. Nice people stay silent before injustice. Good people speak, even if their voice trembles. Without courage, virtue is theory. With it, it becomes flesh and blood. But moral courage must be balanced with something purer, a kind of love that seeks nothing in return. 10th, practice true benevolence, love without need. The sun does not shine for praise. It simply shines on all without condition. This is the last stage, to give not to be seen, but because it is in your nature. Apatheia, not indifference, but inner peace. A love that expects nothing, demands nothing, and therefore cannot be wounded. When I gave from that place, without agenda, I finally felt peace. Not approval, not applause, just the quiet strength of being right with myself. So here it is. To stop being nice is not to become cruel. It is to become clear. To stop apologizing for your truth. To stop vanishing so others feel comfortable. Each day you decide, will I shrink to be loved, or will I rise to be whole? Nice is soft clay, shaped by hands that don't care for you. Good is marble, carved with effort, made to last. Let the world misunderstand. Let them call you hard, cold, distant. Let them. You were not born to be liked. You were born to live in alignment with truth. And if that path calls to you, you already know what to do. Subscribe, not for me, but for the parts of you that are tired of hiding. Let us walk together, not merely nice, but unshakably, irrevocably good.